Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back at it once again in my hometown favorite filming spot because guess what? We have some changes from one of those smaller size crossover SUVs from that American luxury brand. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Buick Encore GX. This particular one is the sporty ST trim. But before we get into this smaller size compact crossover with all-wheel drive, let's talk about what's going on here. So Buick, they're trying very, very hard to redefine what their brand is about, especially when you look at the exterior styling. We already brought you the smallest Buick, that's the Envista. Next in line is gonna be the Encore GX, of course, the Envision, and then the big dog, the Buick Enclave. Now, there's a lot of competition in this sort of compact, larger subcompact category in the crossover SUVs. Some would say, and those would be people at Buick, would say that you would compare this to a BMW X1. I'm gonna say what would probably be some good competition for this vehicle is the Mazda CX-30. So what I wanna find out is this refresh, updated Encore GX better than the BMW and the Mazda? Let's go dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, new color. It's called Sunrise Red. And what's interesting is that in some, shades of light or amount of light, it looks more red. In others, it looks more orange. Very interesting color. It's got a lot of pearlescent metal flake in the paint job. Now, right off the bat, besides the color, you're gonna see our new style. This is that signature look from Buick based off the Wildcat concept vehicle, which we already brought to you here on Rady's Rise. So you have full LED daytime running lamps that are separate from your headlights. So your headlights in this lower pod in that aggressive styling. We have functional corner air curtains, a little bit of chrome trim, which is surprising on the ST setup here, because ST is the sportier style. I would like to see this be black chrome. Save the shiny chrome for the Avenir trim, which is the top trim. Now, the rest of it is gonna be gloss black along that lower lip with a little bit of flat black. And then as we come across the new Buick badge, one of the simplest changes, but one of the biggest changes in the brand. Love the way they do their badging now. You do have that chrome all the way around the perimeter, but we do have a forward-facing camera. And this grille, this crisscross lace grille is specific to the ST. And if Steven could show off, you actually have an ST badge here. Fascinating how ST can be used on this vehicle, because I would think the one and only ST would be the Ford Focus ST or the ST vehicles from Ford, but you can see it's on this Buick as well. But let me know what you think about the new face of the Encore GX. It obviously falls in perfect alignment with the rest of the brand, that kind of styling taken from the Buick Wildcat to make it look a little bit more sporty or a little bit more youthful. Now, as we rise up, look at the way they take the little kind of rise in the front fascia, bring it into the hood, and then it evaporates as we get towards the windshield. You have these nice kind of divots on both sides, makes the hood have some substance to it rather than it just being flat all the way across. And I think that's what you're gonna find. Comparing this to the BMW X1 or the Mazda CX-30, I like the way this has a little bit more kind of aggressive style to the front rather than those other two. Now, as we come around the bend, when you go ST, you're gonna get these gloss black wheels. Multi-spoke wheel, 19 inches. Tires are 245 on the width, 45 series sidewall, and we do have all-wheel drive. So it's front-wheel drive base, but this particular one is all-wheel drive. You get gloss black on the ST trim around the fender openings, like that so much more than the Mazda CX-30. The Mazda CX-30 has that cladding on the side, which is a little too high. Let me know what you think about the gloss black on the ST trim, especially with the wheels. Coming down the side, color mesh on the mirror caps. You do have 360-degree cameras on the ST trim. Here's another thing I don't understand. ST, sporty, dark accents. They kind of forgot some places. First of all, you got chrome on the door handle. I don't understand that. That's a zonk. That should be blacked out. And then you have bright shiny metalwork along the top of the windows and bright silver roof rails. If you're gonna call it an ST and you got black wheels and a black grille, give me some other black accents. But what's nice is you can get your crossbars and really use this as a hauler to put a kayak up there, bicycles, cargo basket. I don't know if Steven could show you, but you do have a panoramic sunroof up there, which is nice. Coming towards the rear, everything's looking great. And think about it, if this was gloss black, look at how it would come nicely into the rear liftgate area. Do you see what I'm talking about? Another thing I can't stand is this. Why do we still have an antenna like that? It's model year 2024. Just give me a shark fin antenna for Pete's sakes. But they did the taillights great. Full LED, the ST badge. Love the way the Buick name is prominent with that new badge in the center there. And what's nice is I like the way the bumper doesn't protrude past the rear lift gate area. Now, as we drop it down, you do have these kind of openings, which I guess are supposed to simulate exhaust. That to me is a zonk. Just get rid of that. But I do like the rear simulated diffuser. So that kind of ties it all in with the sporty sense. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower of this Encore GX. All right, guys, I do have the hood popped open. You do have a prop rod. I am gonna zonk that. On a Buick, on a luxury vehicle, no prop rod. It should be hood strut. I wanted to have the hazards on for you so you could see what those LED lights look like. And if you hear a clicking, that's the relay clicking on and off. Now, underneath the hood, get your magnifying glass out. There is an engine there, I promise you. What the heck is it? It is a 1.3 liter turbocharged engine. So when you're looking at this particular vehicle, there is no 4-cylinder. This is an inline 3. So turbocharged inline 3, 155 horsepower, 174 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, not the fastest. I hope you're not in a rush. 8.8 seconds. Top speed is 120 miles per hour. MPGs, 26 in the city, 28 on the highway. And the vehicle weighs right around 3,384 pounds. So nice to see that when you go all-wheel drive, you do get a 9-speed automatic. If you don't get all-wheel drive, you get a CVT. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this Buick and see the Encore GX roll. All right, guys, we're inside this new, updated, changed up, refreshed 2024 Buick Encore GX. It's interesting because I don't know why they call it the Encore GX anymore, because guess what? They got rid of the Encore. That one was really an oddball in their lineup, but I guess, what do I know? I'm not getting paid the big bucks to lead Buick into the future, but I know you're probably saying to yourself, Joe, my grandmother loves Buicks, and I love my grandmother, and I kind of want to get a Buick so that I could surprise her and show her that I too can drive a Buick just like she does. How much is this? ST trim, the way that this one is optioned, has an MSRP of $33,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels, two-tone action. So you're getting soft touch black material up top, and then you have this creamy beige color. Not my favorite, but it's nice to have the two-tone to really make that door panel come alive. Door pocket, you could put 2 Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell and a large Pepsi to wash it down. We got the Bose sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, same thing, the two-tone. I do like this trim here. I wish they would have used this a little bit more on the door panel, but you have soft touch with the stitching here as well. Come on in. Love the way they're doing the infotainment. 11-inch infotainment system screen, full touchscreen capability, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You want to see something crazy? Look at the freaking cameras. Clear as Jiminy Christmas. And you have trajectory out the front. We can switch it every different angle. I bet your grandmother's 1956 Buick does not have camera quality like that. And then, of course, you can go into the other apps. You could bring up your maintenance schedule. We have auxiliary gauges. I know Steven really liked this one because you got your coolant temp. What else we got? Look at this. Nice to have it enlarged like that. You can make it even go into the cluster, which is kind of cool. And then we're right back where we started. So really cool on that. Let me throw it into reverse as well. All the cameras are clear as day. Working our way down, a little bit of silver trim. Your AC vents, 2 of them nicely planted. You have standard AC control. So you have your temperature gauge, blower fan speed. You do have 3 stages of heated seats, which are nice. A USB-C, USB-A, a 12-volt, wireless charging down below. This is going to control that 9-speed automatic, 2 cup holders, a little bit of gloss black, and then this is an interesting space. I've been trying to figure out like what I would put there. Maybe 2 cheeseburgers from Mickey D's. You know, back when I was a kid, they had, you know, their menu, and a number 2 was 2 cheeseburgers and a large fry. And then, of course, the infamous supersize. Then you can say supersize it, and then for like an extra 75 cents, they give you more fries and more soda. Or pop, depending on where you live in the country. It's interesting because there's a guy by the name of Morgan Spurlock that came up with a documentary series called 30 Days, where basically he ate nothing but McDonald's for a month. And it showed just how terrible that food is. And the sad news is Morgan Spurlock just passed away last week from cancer. And he was only 57 years old, which is not very old. And I wonder if the Mickey D's did him in. Semi-soft on the armrest with the simulated stitching. Open it up, you got a nice place here. This is where you could put your old Samsung flip phone. And then down below there, I would say you could probably put, 7 English muffins. I love a good English muffin. Get it nice toasty, nice and crisp. Some butter, some jelly. Now we're talking. Seats, they are beige creamy, but you do have your ST embroidery, perforated stitching. You do have manual controls for the passenger, electric controls for the driver. Up top, you have a beige headliner, not my favorite, but you do have that power sunshade for the panoramic glass roof, which is nice. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I got a flat bottom steering wheel I want to show you. Come on over in this Buick Encore GX. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. What's nice is you got those seat controls, easy accessibility. I'm 6 feet tall, and it does not feel small in here, which is great. Steering wheel, leather all the way around, some decent stitching, flat black on the switchgear. You got your new Buick badging, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have an 8-inch digital display that has the pertinent information. Other than that, very simple, very straightforward, but let's get into the back seat because I want to show you the cargo area in this Encore. All right, guys, back seat time. And it's actually quite surprising how much room we have in here. I mean, even with the panoramic sunroof, I'm not even close to the headliner. Now, what's interesting on the backs of the seats, you see this plastic panel? You could actually take the seat. I'm actually gonna do it, Steven. Watch out. Watch out, Steven. You could actually take the seat, and then what you're able to do is put it flat so that when you're back here, look at that. Now I feel like I'm in a Bentley Bentayga or something, because now you're just like chilling like a villain back here. As long as you have your seatbelt on, I'm okay with that. Now this is in the way of Steven's progress, so we got to move it back. And then this is the only thing that's a pain in the butt to do it this way, but we got it done. Down below, way down below, you got a USB-A, USB-C. Would have been nice to have some AC vents back here. I mean, come on. If you're gonna give me a lounging chair, I would like some AC vents back here, but you got good sized pockets on both sides. I would say you get a 1-pound bag of Twizzlers. And let me know if you're a fan of black licorice. I am, but I know a lot of people out there hate this stuff. Let me know in the comment section. Seats, comfy. Ooh, look at that. It's like a freaking marshmallow, man. 2 cup holders. I like the way they did the seats just like up front with the stitching and the perforations. But why don't we get in the cargo area and see how much room there is in this Encore GX? All right, guys, cargo area time. hit the button. Now what's interesting, this one does not have electric assist. So when you go ST trim, this particular one does not have electric assist, but as you can see, it pops right up. So it's not that big of a deal. What's fascinating is that because this kind of is teeter-tottering on subcompact, compact, you're actually getting quite a usable amount of space. You have 25 cubic feet of space. I like the way they have these little nooks. So you could put a bottle of Yoo-Hoo over there. On that side, you could put a box of Twinkies, of course. And we have our 60-40 split for the seats to fold down. Underneath here, you do get a spare and some extra storage space. Think about how many boxes of Twinkies you could put. Or let's say you go to Costco and you're able to convince your better half that you could go with the larger TV. But she or he is like, I don't think it's gonna fit. Well, check this out. If it does not fit height-wise, you could do a little bit of magic trick. Abracadabra, hocus pocus, alakazam. You just got yourself some extra height out of the back of this vehicle. So nice to see that flexibility, not only with a spare, but also getting the extra space. So you can get that big screen TV and keep the big screen TV. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a little spin in our Encore GX. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Buick Encore GX. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice shifts from that 9-speed automatic. And what's good is that the engine isn't making a lot of coarse sound, which is great because it is a 1.3 liter turbocharged inline 3. It seems to get the job done, and it does help with overall fuel economy. But I'll be honest, it would be nice if this just had a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine rather than a 3-cylinder. Good news is the new infotainment system, well within reach. It makes it feel much more upscale for this type of vehicle, especially at this price point. And the materials, they don't feel rental car-ish whatsoever in this Buick Encore GX. Love the way it's got your wireless charging. And then the overall driving dynamics, because of the 9-speed automatic, really help. It does have a bit of body roll in the corners, but that's to be expected. But to be honest with you, on paper, it actually seems faster than what it really is. It's interesting how that correlates, or I should say translates, when you're driving on the roads. But they did a nice job with the sound deadening material and the overall ride quality, even with the 19-inch wheels. Good visibility out the front. I like the way that you have those LED lights that will flash for your emergency brake assist, blind spot monitoring, and then, like I said, the camera quality in here is spectacular. Seats feel good, lots of support without feeling too soft like a beanbag chair, and then you get a nice panoramic sunroof. But it's interesting to see how Buick is trying to reinvent themselves, invigorate themselves with a little bit more youthfulness. Obviously, in countries like China, Buick is a top seller over there. So it's fascinating how Buick does extremely well in China. And that's probably one of the main reasons why Buick is still around. But just a very straightforward, easy vehicle to drive and to figure out. You don't have different drive modes to worry about. You don't have all these different buttons and switches all over the place. It's just very straightforward. And I think a lot of people who are done with all these stupid buttons and everything else and touchscreen icons and everything else in the infotainment system will just feel kind of like refreshed that there's not all this mumbo jumbo in here. I guess the only thing that I would like to see, which would be interesting to see if the Avenir trim gets it, which is the top trim, are ventilated seats. But very interesting what this Encore GX brings to the table, especially for the price point. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review for you. We're gonna get back to where it all started, so I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, been another great, exciting day in this hot Florida sun. Definitely gotta thank the whole Buick team for getting us access to this updated, changed up, refreshed 2024 Buick Encore GX. Let me know what your thoughts are about this vehicle in the comment section. Do you think it's better than a BMW X1, a Mazda CX-30? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Need to get up, Stephen Flood Photography. He's getting the work done. He's making the ladies fall in love with him. And guess what? He bought himself a brand new car. So stay tuned for that review. Thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.